What's up, guys, and welcome to the channel. Today we're going to talk about Foxbody jacking points, what to do and what not to do, and we're also going to look at the possibility of a new project for the channel. So as you can see, I've got my car up on the jack stands. I've got a little exhaust leak. Most of you guys already know I did send the car and get all this addressed, but you know what? Nuts and bolts, they loosen up over time. So I'm back under here, hopefully to just tighten this up. But I've had a lot of people ask, where do you jack up your car at? Guys, there's a lot of different places you can jack a car up. So I'm not gonna go over everything, and everybody does it differently, but I will show you a few places. So here we have the pinch weld on my car. As you can see right here, someone has already jacked up on this pinch weld, and that is a big no-no, guys. Never jack up on this pinch weld. It's not designed for that. Where I jack up from is from the subframe itself. Now, as you can see, mine has a bend in it right here, so you have to be careful on the placement of the jack. You want to make sure that it cups the entire subframe here. Or I jack up from the K-member. Obviously, never jack up from the transmission, never do anything like that. Back here, under the rear of the car, there's a plate right here that you guys can see. That's where I jack up from here. So this is not a full framed car, as you guys know. This is a subframe car. Your frame actually ends up there, and it doesn't start back until about right here. So you can jack up from any one of these points here and right here on the lower control arm location. There again, stay away from the pinch welds back here. As you can see, someone's put some jacks on it. There, like I said, there are jacks out here designed for pinch welds. I don't have that particular jack, and I try to stay away from them. And Memphis is outside with me today with her broken Barbie doll. Baby, why you break your Barbie doll? All right, guys, I'm gonna crawl up under this car, tighten up this exhaust, and then I have something else I want to talk to you about. All right, guys, so I wanted to come back out here and go back over some of the points that I may have missed. I want to be thorough on this, well, at least as thorough as possible, because I don't want to leave anything out. Now, I'm not going to remember to touch on everything, I'm sure, but I do want to talk about a few things. As far as the pinch welds go on these cars, the factory jack is designed to go in certain locations on your pinch weld. So don't just put a regular jack underneath your car and try to jack up anywhere along the pinch welds. Now, from what I remember, right here, so this is the plastic piece right here that's underneath your car. Mine has overspray on it, so it's silver. This is a plastic piece. Right here is where, if I'm not mistaken, is where your scissor jack goes that comes with the car. Now, like I said, it's specifically designed to jack up on the pinch weld, but not just anywhere along the pinch weld. Also, I want to touch on the radiator support. So never, ever, ever jack up on your radiator support. Never pull the car from down here. Never jack up, never put jack stands or any of that. Right here is your radiator support. Believe it or not, mine is pretty good. Looks like somebody may have put a jack on it at one point, but it's pretty straight. So I'm good there on that. But right here is gonna be your K-member, right where my finger is pointing. You pretty much can jack up anywhere on your K-member that you can get a flat surface on or get a good bite with the jack. So that's really no problem there. Now there's a million different places that you can jack these cars up. It all really depends on what kind of work you're gonna do. If you're gonna be doing suspension work, then obviously you don't wanna put anything on the suspension of the car. You want that to be free. So like if you're gonna be doing like rear springs on your car or anything like that, you cannot support the back of the car from the rear end of the car, so the axle tubes. So you can't use jack stands up on the axle tubes because that'll push the axle up into the car. So you can't get your springs out if that's what you're trying to do. So you just got to be smart about it. You got to get your car up in the air and find out where you can put your jack stands, where you can put your jack, where it works best. Biggest thing to remember is just don't jack up on the pinch welds. Unless you're using the factory jack and the factory locations, don't use pinch welds. Other than that, really the sky's the limit as to where you can jack up. Now, if your car has subframe connectors, you can always jack up from those anywhere along the line, So I'll throw up a picture of subframe connectors to show you what they look like. But at that point, you can jack up from here all the way to there. I mean, anywhere you want to along those. As we know, these cars do not have a actual frame on them. They have a subframe is what it's called. So the connectors will allow you to jack the car up anywhere you like, really, at that point. Anyway, I just wanted to come back out here and touch up on this. So I just thought about it. I was editing the video and I didn't really want to leave anything out, and I wanted to make sure that we talked about this. I'm sure I'm still leaving something out, and I'm sure people jack up things differently, but just be careful. Never jack up on the floor pans of the car. You don't want to get carried away and put a jack through the bottom of your floorboard, and I have seen that happen, guys, so make sure you don't do that. All right, guys, let's get back to the regular video. All right, sounds good. Let's get this thing turned off. All right, so we have this car done. That's all I wanted to do to it today. Show you guys a little bit on the pinch welds, where not to jack up at, all that stuff. I think we have some really good news for you guys, and I will show you right now. Cobra's still out here just chilling. I need to, actually, let's go ahead and do this now. I need to take the cover off this thing and let it breathe a little bit. It's been under this cover for a while. Oh, man, look at that. All that sand. All right. So we got the cover off the Cobra. We probably need to try to start this thing, but I'm pretty sure the battery's dead. It's been sitting right here in this spot for probably 3 weeks or a month or so. But top's looking pretty good. It's been under this cover. I've been kind of worried about the top, but cover seems to be doing its job. Car looks pretty good. Let me back up for you guys. I keep forgetting I'm on my cell phone. But yeah, overall still looks pretty good. So let's try to start it up. I'm sure the battery's dead. Yeah. All right, that's okay. Moving on to another project. There we go. As you guys know, this was John's car. This was kind of going to be the parts car for the 1K Fox. And then John decided to keep this car because he was going to turn it into like a race car or just a different, you know, just get it running basically, put another motor in it and whatnot. I think that we have worked a deal out on this car, so there's a chance this car will be staying with us. If that's the case, we don't really know what we're going to do with it yet. I've talked to my dad a little bit about it, so we're not 100% sure of what we're going to do with the car because it's really straight. You look down this thing and it's almost laser straight. There's no rust, there's no issues with it. John will be taking his quarter glass and he's going to take the headlights out of it. So that's no problem. We have another set of quarter glass I can throw in the car. No issue there. Everything is here. As you can see, we have the tail lights here. He used the LX tail lights, but all we got to do is pop the lens on. That is a brand new spoiler. No dents in the car to speak of. Thing looks really good. The interior is actually all here and not in that bad a shape. Honestly, it just needs to be cleaned up. I know on camera it looks absolutely horrible, but in person it really doesn't look that bad. It's dirty, no doubt. Look at these door panels though. Look how straight they are. So that's definitely you know, a possible candidate for my car, maybe for some door panels. I have all the console stuff in the attic. We swapped some stuff out, so I have all that stuff that'll go back in here. Have everything, honestly. Pretty much every piece to the interior of this car we have, other than the back seats. We do not have the back seats. So we may just use this as a parts car. I'm not 100% sure. I really hate to see it used that way, to be honest with you, because it is in such good shape. But at the same time, you know, do I really want to get into trying to piece together another Foxbody? I'm not sure on it. I don't think it has any of the computer wiring on the car. I think all that come out. So it would need a wiring harness and the computer. I know, because the computer is absolutely gone. Old ROH sniper wheels. Hey, those would be perfect for Foxcast Media on his build that he's doing, his retro build. I don't think he would probably want these though. These are 15s. You don't really see those very often. Usually they're 16 at least. This hood is pretty much garbage. I mean, it just, there's no point in even trying to save that thing. So here you go. Here is underneath the hood of this car. Like I said, really no rust to speak of at all. Car's in really good shape. There's your strut towers. They are perfectly fine. This would be a perfect candidate for a carbureted setup. So that may be something that we do. Then again, I'm not sure. Anything that we take off this car, we actually can put back with whatever we swap it out with. In other words, if I took some of the interior panels out of this car, I would just replace these interior panels in this one with whatever comes out of mine. This car actually has really nice interior panels. If re-dyed, would look perfect in mine. My Fox has some broken pieces and whatnot, so That would be really smart of me if I took these out, re-dyed those black, and put them in mine. And possibly even these door panels. So all that stuff could be put back out of my car into this one. You know, even if we swapped all the parts out that we wanted on it, you could still sell this thing to somebody and let them get it back on the road. Woo, look at that fitment though. All right guys, that's gonna wrap this video up. This was not the video that I necessarily intended for you guys, but I was out here doing some stuff, so I figured we'd just kind of vlog again today, show you guys a few things, and we talk about some stuff. But what are your thoughts on the blue car out there? What should we do with it? Should we use it as a parts car? Should we try to throw like a carbed, you know, maybe a little 306 or a little stroker in it? Do have other engine options. We do have, I know we have a Cleveland that's pretty much all like built and all. I think it was like a 6-second drag car back in the day, or it come out of a 6-second drag car. We have a couple Windsors that would completely need to be rebuilt. We have a few stock 302s. So, you know, we have some options on some stuff that we could do. What would you guys like to see in that car? You know, what would you like for us to do with it? More than likely, I'll just be honest with you, it'll probably just be a parts car, and then what we'll do is just swap the parts out, like I said before. Anything that we take out of that car to put in this car, we'll just put back in it. So it'll still be a complete car. There's nothing in it that we don't already have. I don't know. Let me know down in the comments below, what would you like to see done with the blue car, and you never know, we might do it. Anyway, guys, as always, thanks for watching. Alright guys, so I couldn't end the video with not starting the car. We put a battery charger on it. Anyway guys, let's go ahead and try to start this thing up. Alright. So we are running now, we have the car running. So I'm just going to let it sit out here and idle for a while. Let everything just kind of get lubricated.